Welcome, everyone, to our deep dive today. We're getting into something really fascinating, trauma-releasing exercises, or TRE.
Right. It's this idea, which might sound a bit strange at first, that our bodies can actually heal themselves through, well, shaking, involuntarily shaking.
Exactly. And we're basing our chat today mostly on the work compiled in Shake It Off, Naturally Reduce Stress, Anxiety, and Tension with TRE.
Yeah, it's not just one person's view. It brings together insights from, neurophysiologists, doctors, body workers, therapists, even anthropologists.
Yeah.
People like Dr. David Berceli, Dr. Ricardo Cassiani-Angoni, Liza Kimball. Quite a few experts weigh in.
So our goal here is to really understand how this shaking thing works, why it's important, and how it's being used around the world. Think stress relief, pain reduction, trauma recovery.
Prepare to maybe rethink how smart your own body actually is.
Okay, so let's dive in. The whole TRE concept really kicked off with Dr. David Berceli's observations, didn't it?
It did. He noticed something pretty fundamental, that humans, just like animals, tend to tremor or shake sometimes, before, during, or even after stressful situations.
Right. I think most people have felt that maybe after a near miss in the car or giving a big presentation.
Precisely.
Mm.
But what was really key for Berceli was realizing this wasn't a symptom of stress in a bad way, like a sign of weakness or pathology,
Okay, so not something wrong, but
but an inherent mechanism. It's basically the body's natural built-in way for the autonomic nervous system to downregulate itself, to calm down.
it's
Right.
like hitting a reset switch.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's about getting back to balance, homeostasis,
Yeah.
releasing all that muscle tension that gets locked in when we're stressed or feel threatened.
Makes sense. Evolutionarily, it wouldn't be very efficient to tense up without a way to let go afterward.
Exactly. There has to be a release valve.
So it completely reframes shaking. It's not weakness, it's a natural calming system.
Yeah.
And the really powerful thing, I think, is that TRE can be learned. It's a self-help skill.
That's crucial. It empowers people,
Mhm.
especially those who might feel, helpless when dealing with trauma or chronic stress. They can actively participate in their own regulation.
Okay, so if this is so natural, so inherent, it makes you wonder, have other cultures picked up on this? Is it just a Western rediscovery?
That's a great question. And no, absolutely not. This is where it gets really interesting, looking beyond just Western medicine.
Okay.
Well, anthropological literature is full of examples. You've got cultures using tremoring for healing, like the sand healing dances of the Jungwansi people in southern Africa.
They actively use trembling.
They actively trigger it. They see it as channeling, like vital energy for healing, not just for one person, but for the whole community. Some even call it the oldest medicine on earth.
Wow. That's a world away from how we often view shaking in the West, isn't it? We tend to see it as a symptom of anxiety or, I don't know, a neurological issue, something to stop.
Precisely. It's a totally different perspective.
As
And this contrast actually highlights a challenge. The book points out a challenge to maybe our rigid scientific view.
How so?
Well, the book itself kind of encourages stepping slightly outside the usual box of, let's say, strictly empirical science, just to try and explain things that people experience globally, but that maybe medical science hasn't fully grasped yet.
So it's trying to bridge a gap.
Exactly. It aims to, as it puts it, straddle the delicate boundaries between hard sciences, alternative medicine, and the more ethereal field of belief systems.
Okay, I get that. But how does modern science start to explain this ancient wisdom then? Is there a physiological angle?
Oh, definitely. And that's where people like Dr. Ricardo Cassiani-Angoni, the neurophysiologist, come in. He suggests thinking about the tremors from TRE as a kind of very specific training protocol
Training protocol. For what?
for your neuromuscular communication, basically how your nerves and muscles talk to each other.
Yeah.
He postulates that these tremors could actually induce long-term changes in, say, neurotransmitter receptors, their properties, how many there are, where they are, right there at the neuromuscular junction.
So the connection point between nerve and muscle.
Exactly. And also changes in how your central and peripheral nervous systems process the information flowing back and forth.
That sounds quite profound, like rewiring things on a micro level.
It could be. And repetition seems key. He mentions that even single nerve cells can form new connections really fast, like less than 15 minutes in a lab dish, maybe a day or two in a living organism.
Wow.
Yeah. And the old use it or lose it principle applies. You practice TRE, you strengthen these potentially new, more efficient communication pathways.
Okay, that's the nitty-gritty neuroscience. But let's zoom out a bit. What does all this mean for how our body actually works, how it feels things, like pain, for instance?
Right, connecting it to the bigger picture, it really underscores how interconnected everything is, especially through this stuff called fascia.
Ah, yes, fascia, connective tissue, right. It's getting a lot more attention these days.
It is. And Liza Kimball, the body worker in the source material, has a great way of explaining it. She
Yes.
says our muscles and bones aren't just separate parts floating around. They're suspended in this continuous web, the sea of connective tissue, the fascia.
Okay.
And this web distributes tension everywhere. So she suggests it's almost more accurate to think of the body as having just one muscle,
One muscle.
hanging in about 600 pockets of fascia.
That's a mind-bending image.
Isn't it? It shifts your whole perspective. And when layers of this fascia get, well, sticky or develop scar tissue,
Yeah.
tiny fibers that contract without even a signal from the brain movement gets restricted. There's some research suggesting vibrations, like the tremors in TRE, might help loosen these up, release these fascial locks.
This feels like it ties into a bigger shift in thinking, doesn't it? This idea mentioned in the book, a new humanism regarding the mind-body link.
Absolutely. This new humanism pushes back against that old idea, the dualistic view that the mind and body are totally separate things.
Right, mind over matter or mind-controlling body.
Yeah. Instead, this view suggests the brain is more like an organ that serves the whole human being, the body included. It's not just a detached commander.
Hmm.
And TRE fits right in because it gives you this immediate felt sense of your tissues, your fascia. It enhances what they call bodyfulness, being present in your body, and helps integrate your thinking brain with your more instinctual responses.
Okay, so how does that integrated view help us understand something like pain, especially chronic pain?
Well, pain itself is complex. It's a conscious experience the brain creates. It's not just a raw signal from the tissues.
Right, the brain interprets the signals.
Exactly. And with chronic pain, the system can get stuck in a kind of bad habit.
Yeah.
Signals get amplified, the nervous system becomes sensitized, hyperreactive, things hurt that maybe shouldn't. The brain can even fill in gaps in its internal body map with pain if it's not getting accurate sensory information. You see this sometimes with phantom limb pain or incredibly like that story of an Olympic runner finishing a race on a broken leg without feeling it until later. The brain is constructing the experience.
So TRE isn't about blocking pain signals then. It's more about changing the information the brain gets.
Precisely. It's not about ignoring pain, but about feeling your body more, not less. Improving the quality of information going to the brain.
How does that work?
TRE enhances interoception. That's your sense of your internal state, like hunger or tension or ease. And proprioception, knowing where your body parts are in space without looking.
Ah, okay. Like touching your nose with your eyes closed.
Exactly. By boosting these senses, TRE gives the brain better, clearer feedback. This can help correct those distorted body maps and hopefully help turn down or turn off those chronic pain cycles.
This is where it gets really practical. Let's talk about how this actually helps people. The sources mention chronic illness like MSK.
Yes. Michael Nissen from the Danish Multiple Sclerosis Society shares some really powerful stories. People with MS often struggle with regulating their systems, right? He found TRE helped activate their own self-healing capacities.
I mean, what ways?
They saw reductions in stress, depression, anxiety, dissociation too, and at the same time, improvements in feeling their body, more acceptance of the illness.
Are there specific examples?
Yeah, he mentions a woman with long-term MS and pretty severe depression. TRE helped loosen tensions, particularly around her eyes and neck, and her condition improved so much, she was able to come off her antidepressants eventually.
Wow, that's significant.
It really is. And another case, a man suffering from really bad night cramps because of his MS, he found TRE gave him immediate relief, better than his medication, actually.
Yeah.
It helped him feel more in control.
And it makes sense, given Berceli's origins, that it's also used in really high-stress jobs, military, first responders.
Absolutely. Dr. Berceli himself has worked with hundreds of military personnel, police officers, firefighters all over the world since, 2004.
And what are they reporting?
Pretty consistent things. Less stress, sleeping better, feeling more mobile physically. There was even a U.S. Defense Centers of Excellence report back in 2011 that called TRE promising.
Promising. Why?
Because it's easy to use, it seems to reduce that hyperarousal state, that feeling of being constantly on edge, and people reported feeling benefits almost immediately. And then later, in 2015, funding was actually approved for research into TRE's effectiveness for PTSD in the U.S. Army.
Any specific anecdotes from soldiers?
Yeah, a couple from German soldiers in Afghanistan. One involved a female soldier who was pretty skeptical at first.
Okay.
But as the trembling started moving up her body, she was surprised to find herself feeling really relaxed. Another was a male soldier dealing with a lot of personal stress, deployment stress, and he just found this spontaneous sense of uh, cheerfulness after a session.
Cheerfulness, that's an interesting word for it. Sounds like the impact can be really personal, almost like clearing out old junk.
That's exactly how some people describe it. There's a story from a retired urologist who felt TRE was like running antivirus software on his system.
Antivirus.
Yeah, he felt he'd been stuck in this chronic fight-or-flight mode for decades, leading to bad back pain, memory problems, even a weakened immune system. TRE helped turn that autopilot off.
Decades of suffering.
Yeah. And another story, a former basketball player dealing with chronic stress, aches, fatigue, depression. A lot of it traced back to intense performance pressure from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
He found TRE brought him this light, expansive, and peaceful feeling that even meditation hadn't quite reached for him.
And the impact isn't just individual, is it? The sources talk about community health, even collective trauma.
Yes, that's a really important application. Marcelo Amaral, a pediatrician down in Brazil, actually integrated TRE into a health program for teenagers in a really high-violence neighborhood.
How did that work?
It became one of their main tools for mental health promotion. It meant less reliance on, highly specialized therapists or expensive medications.
Makes sense if it's a self-help tool.
Exactly. He tells this story of a 17-year-old kid who had severe anxiety nightmares. He'd witnessed a stabbing. Really traumatic.
Yeah.
By practicing TRE regularly, his symptoms improved dramatically. He started sleeping better, all without needing medication.
That's incredible. And in other places, too.
Yeah, in Colombia, they're actively using TRE to help communities deal with the long-term collective trauma from years of armed conflict, working with former combatants, women who've been displaced, students.
So it helps across ages and backgrounds.
Seems so. It's really fostering this sense of self-healing and peace-building within communities.
It's amazing how versatile it seems, even impacting something like the human voice.
Right. Juan Carlos Garrizabal Jorge is a voice coach and therapist, talks about this. He sees the tremor mechanism as a kind of reset button, but one that integrates different parts of the brainstem, the limbic system, the neocortex.
Integrating the primitive, emotional, and thinking parts.
Exactly. And he finds this integration leads to people being more sensitive, more resilient, more self-aware, and, crucially for voice work, more flexible in their expression.
Interesting. How does he connect that technically?
He links it to the polyvagal theory, which is all about how our nervous system, especially the vagus nerve, shapes our social interactions and sense of safety. He mentions the vagal ventral part of the system, which helps us feel calm and connected.
Okay.
So for him, TRE helps achieve grounding, that sense of being centered and present, which is vital in therapy, but also stage presence for performers. It promotes a deeper, more authentic expression.
So we have the core TRE practice, this therapeutic tremoring, but the sources also mention ways to kind of boost the effects, make it even better.
Yeah, William Olster and Susan Schiffman talk about a set of complementary techniques they call endorphin soup. Clever name.
Endorphin soup. I like it. What's in it?
Well, a few ingredients you can use separately or mix in with TRE. One is simply moving to rhythmic, upbeat music. That natural urge to move when you hear a good beat. That's releasing tension.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Incorporating gentle, intermittent belly laughter. And the Duchenne smile, that's the real one that makes your eyes crinkle.
So even if you're not feeling particularly funny, just the act of laughing helps.
Apparently so. Laughter itself is a powerful tension release.
Yeah.
It lowers stress hormones, boosts serotonin and endorphins. It's physiology.
Right. Any other ingredients in the soup?
Humming. Humming while you place your hands over your sternum, your chest. They connect this to the heart chakra, but also just the physical vibration is calming for the nervous system.
Like a cat purring, maybe.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And they also suggest adding in some EFT tapping. That's the emotional freedom technique, using acupressure points.
Okay, so lots of ways to potentially enhance the experience. What about something really well known, like meditation? How does TRE fit with that?
They seem to work really well together. It's synergistic.
Oh, so
Well, TRE can actually be a fantastic gateway to meditation by releasing physical tension and calming the nervous system first through the tremors.
it makes it easier to sit still and quiet the mind afterward.
Exactly. It can make getting into that meditative state quicker and maybe even deeper. So TRE enhances meditation, and meditation can deepen the calm state, TRE helps you find.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. From Dr. Berceli's initial observations about shaking.
To seeing it as this innate, intelligent bodily function for downregulating stress.
Right. Understood across different cultures, and now being explained through neuroscience and our understanding of fascia.
And then seeing the real-world impact on chronic illness, on high-stress professionals, on trauma survivors, communities, even the voice.
And finally, ways to maybe enhance it further with things like music, laughter, or meditation.
It really paints a picture of a powerful, accessible tool for well-being, rooted in our own biology.
It really does. So as we wrap up, maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to ponder.
Consider this. How much untapped wisdom is already right there inside your own body, just waiting for you to listen, to allow it to guide you toward healing.
Yeah. If something as seemingly simple, maybe even odd-looking, as a natural tremor can unlock such profound changes physically, emotionally, what else might our bodies be capable of?
What other inherent abilities are we perhaps overlooking in our search for health and happiness? Something to think about.